counting down the minutes to the first pitch of today's game.
Yes!
Who's in the starting lineup?
Come on, son, you got to get out there and take the mound. It's game time.
What does the skipper have to say?
It's an attitude, you got to be willing to defend. You got to be willing to base run, or you can't play here.
It's the leadoff show powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook with Tommy Wortz on 1250 AM and 105.7 FM, The Fan.
Welcome into the leadoff show live from the 1250 AM, 105.7 FM, The Fan studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Tommy Wortz here with you, getting you caught up all things Brewers, Rangers. It'll be Chad Patrick, who was recalled from AAA Nashville today. More moves to follow after this. Going up against Jack Leiter of the Texas Rangers. First pitch, 7:05 today from Globe Life Field in Arlington, Texas. Game number 146 on the season. Brewers, they could clinch a playoff spot today. I'll tell you guys after the starting lineup.
Looking up, and it is gone.
It's almost time for the first pitch. Let's see who's in today's starting lineups. Brought to you by Lakeland University. Experience it your way. Visit lakeland.edu. It's the leadoff show powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook on 1250 AM and 105.7 FM, The Fan.
Thanks again to Lakeland University for being a part of the leadoff show. Experience it your way, lakeland.edu. First up for Texas, their lineup, Josh Smith, the shortstop, will lead things off. Wyatt Langford in left field will bat second. Jock Peterson, the DH, will bat third. Jake Berger is the first baseman, batting fourth today. Josh Young, the third baseman, will bat fifth. Alejandro Osuna in right field to bat sixth. Cody Freeman at second base bats seventh today. Jonah Heim, the catcher, batting eighth. Michael Hellman, the center fielder, will bat ninth. Now for the Milwaukee Brewers, Bryce Terang at second base will lead things off. Jackson Chourio in center field will bat second. Christian Yelich, the DH, will bat third. William Contreras, the catcher, batting fourth today. Sal Frelick in right field will bat fifth. Andrew Vaughn at first base will bat sixth. Isaac Collins in left field batting seventh today. Caleb Durbin at third base will bat eighth. Rounding things out for the Crew, the shortstop, Joey Ortiz. The Brewers were the victim of the Michael Hellman game yesterday, as he's batting ninth. You wouldn't have known that from yesterday. You would have thought he would have been the number 3 hitter on the 27 Yankees, because he had the day of his life yesterday, and the Brewers unable to get anything working. But there is news to report today. As we heard yesterday, Chad Patrick is the man up for Milwaukee. He is recalled from the AAA Nashville Sounds, while also reinstated from the 10-day IL, Rhys Hoskins. The team then made 2 corresponding moves. Anthony Siegler and Carlos Rodriguez were optioned down to AAA Nashville. This is kind of the speculation we had yesterday. It really felt like there was only 2 possible moves, and I was leaning in this direction that it was going to be Anthony Siegler, the man sent down. He had a really rough stretch. He was batting under 200, and Jake Bauers got hot at the right time. We'll have some sound from Rhys Hoskins as well later on in the show about what he expects his role is going to be. And quite frankly, sounds like the Brewers are just going to roll with the guys they have, and Rhys Hoskins can be a bench option at some point when his name is called upon, go and do some damage. But he's not in the lineup today, even though he's on the team. And it sounds like that could be a theme for the future. It is the leadoff show. Tommy Wortz here with you, getting you caught up all things Brewers, Rangers ahead of today's first pitch. I told you that the Brewers could clinch a postseason berth today. That would be it would be kind of a stretch, but they could do it today. It is if they win and then losses to the Reds, the Giants, and the Dodgers, who would mark the team's 7th postseason appearance in the last 8 years. It'd be the 3rd one in a row. I didn't even look now. I'll check real quick before we get into the rewind. Kind of a crappy game to talk about anyway. Looking ahead at who those teams have to face, the Reds, the Giants, and the Dodgers. The Reds will be in action against the Padres today. That game starts at 7:40. 8:40. Dodgers going up against the Rockies. Okay, well, we can throw away this whole scenario now, it sounds like. And Diamondbacks are at the Giants. So all late games, all games that'll have first pitch after the Milwaukee Brewers today at 7:05. The first game starts at 8:40. The last game that you would need to pay attention to is the Dodgers and Rockies starting at 9:10. So I will be asleep before I even know if the Brewers are clinching a playoff spot or not. But it could happen, absolutely. The game yesterday, we always go over it here in the first segment. This is what we call it.
Did you miss the last game? Did you miss what was said after the last game? It's time to rewind. It's the leadoff show powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook on 1250 AM and 105.7 FM The Fan.
Jose Quintana going up against Jacob Latz, and it started off and you thought it was going to be a pitcher's duel in this one. Quintana went 12 up, 12 down through the first four. Then in the fifth, the walk. All right, fielder's choice. Berger's out. Higashioka double. They stopped the runner at third. Jonah Heim gets walked. That's when Hellman, in his first ever plate appearance with the bases loaded, would hit the grand slam. So congratulations to Michael Hellman on your first career grand slam. Then later on in the seventh inning, he doubled, and Jonah Heim came around to score. It was 5-0, and it was all Michael Hellman. Like, obviously would be the MVP of the game if he was a Milwaukee Brewer, but it was Michael Hellman 5, Brewers nothing, and that would be the final score in this one. Brewers really never got anything going. Couple of bad base running moves. You saw Churio try to tag up on a fly ball to center field when he was at first base. A ball got away from Heim. He's got one of the best arms behind the plate. And then Blake Perkins tried to stretch it, get over to third on a pass ball. It ended up just being a caught stealing because Heim gunned him at third base. And there wasn't really much to talk about from the Milwaukee Brewers side of things as far as good news. Quintana, you thought he had it, right? The first 4 innings looked promising. You know he's a pitch to contact type guy, but his final line, 6 2/3, 5 earned runs, 4 strikeouts for Quintana. Then Carlos Rodriguez came in for an inning and a third, no runs, 2 hits in the contest, 1 walk. Thank you very much for your service. Get optioned back down to AAA for the fresh arm, Chad Patrick, today. Some sound to play for you guys after, however. Jose Quintana pretty frustrated with the performance to give up that grand slam to Hellman. He spoke after the game. Here is the pitcher from last night, Jose Quintana.
Jose, what's the level of frustration when you're rolling the way that you are, and then that inning starts with the leadoff walk?
It's so frustrating. Really bad feeling, especially the way I felt tonight. Everything was great. Everything was great, and let me know I want to stay right there. I'm gonna get that kind of misses. Too often, and it was great. I feel great. I think I missed just one pitch and the wrong situation, and I pay for that. But other than that, I keep the positive things I did today. The way I felt, I want to stay right there and keep going and but it's a high level for sure. It was a great game for me. September is postseason already, and it's what it is. But tomorrow, for sure, I have more. I want to do more work. I stop when you get kind of lost like that. Just one pitch, but it's baseball, so I just want to keep move forward and be ready for the next one.
As you move forward, how do you think of a start like that, where you say you felt good, the stuff felt good, and then the results obviously didn't show up like you wanted?
As this happens, as happens, you never expect that happen. I don't give it too many grand slams in my career. It's so frustrating. Game change right away, and it's so tough. It's just But at the same time, I think we need to be. I want to be focused on what I be doing good. And how I can keep doing this and probably make up adjustment for sure. Yeah, I want to do it, but I want to stay right there in the way how to about it.
Where were you trying to go on the grand slam pitch? In?
Yeah, but sometimes it's hard because you can miss that pitch in that situation, and that's the game. It's a high level situation. I'm being in that position so many times, and we're good. And today I missed one, and just I pay for that again chance right away. But if you watch, I keep pitching and just move forward, try to get 2 more innings. I feel like get the more as I can, and give it a chance to come back in the game. We've been doing that a couple times, in the season. So, but that's it. I think that's all I got.
What made you so effective the first 4 innings, like those positives that you're talking about, that made you so efficient?
I think control comes in the first pitch most of the time. Get that mind all the time. Don't try to do too much. It's more like feel. I've been working in hockey and gym about my mechanic, the way I can repeat consistently when all pitches give me the chance to be more in the zone. Because we know all my pitches were really good in the zone, but how I can be, even if you have to try, is how I can go, right away. I get that situation today or two, probably, and I know I mixed that one, and I really believe more in location than the pitch you choose. So that's it. This ability, you can miss that pitch at that situation.
On the positive ledger, what do you think about Yelich sitting for almost a week and then coming out and hitting 104, 105?
Yeah, no, it was great. It was great. Great to see him back, and he looks like miss a day. It looks really good. There are a couple of hard contacts, probably, in our stadium, maybe home, but it was really good to see him in a lineup and the way he's in the back.
There is Jose Quintana speaking to the media after the game. That audio courtesy Adam McCalvey on Twitter. Quintana looked great through 4 innings, right? And providing 6 2/3 to this team who doesn't want to use a lot of bullpen help throughout down the stretch here. Very, very much we appreciate what you did yesterday, Jose Quintana. He's been fine all season, 11-6 on the year for Jose. Remember, he was really the lone free agent acquisition. He's got the 3.88 ERA, the whip at 1.28, maybe a little bit on the high side of good right now as well. But Quintana, he's going to make a couple more starts. I don't anticipate him being a guy that's going to start in the postseason by any means. So why not just get the value out of him during this time here? Jose Quintana, 11-6, 3.88 ERA on the year. It is the leadoff show. Tommy Wortz here with you. Brewers looking to get their 90th win on the season, despite losing the 5 runs in the run differential yesterday. They still lead Major League Baseball in that number, 171 plus 171. Next closest, the New York Yankees at plus 140. Imagine taking away the Yankees series from the Yankees and the Brewers and how big that gap could be at the beginning of the season. And the Brewers, honestly, were bound to drop one on the road. They've been phenomenal. They still have the best record on the road this year. They're 6-2 in their last 8 games on the road, 33-12 in their last 45 games on the road. After the game was over, the manager, Pat Murphy, speaking to the media, he had some comments about Jose Quintana as well. 5-0 loss yesterday for Milwaukee, and the manager after the game.
It seems like that happens a lot in baseball, but Quintana doesn't get affected by that. It was a walk after that, and then a double off the top of the wall. It could have been 2 runs right there, but he'd like to have back a couple pitches he threw in that inning, but I thought he had a great start. And he could have won complete game tonight. So I'm really pleased with the way he threw the ball. A couple pitches didn't work his way, but you get 2 outs in the inning and, make an 0-2 pitch that just doesn't get to where you want. It happens. Unfortunate, and great credit to the Rangers hitter. Drove in all 5 runs, I believe, tonight. Great credit to him. Great credit to their starting pitching. Their starting pitcher, he was fantastic. The catchers, I've always liked this kid. He really does a great job behind the dish, and there's a reason he's got a Gold Glove. So those guys work unbelievably together, and we did hit some balls right on the screws and didn't get anything for it. But the kid pitched great. He was relentless, didn't walk anybody, and if he did, it was few and far between. And I think he walked 1 here, but he pitched great. So credit to him. Hats off to him and what he did.
What about the 2 base running outs as well?
It never helps. Yeah, it doesn't help. One was a good aggressive mistake by Perkins. It looked like the ball was going to trickle certainly way further. And, he bang play. And then the other base running mistake, again, it took a great throw, but I see what Chury was thinking, but it was ill-advised right there. I didn't think he needed to, But, again, good aggressive play, and he doesn't know the field that well. And it takes a little bit to get adjusted to this field, but it's a great place. But it's a little different than what we're used to, so I think guys had a little time adjusting. But, yeah, we just didn't put it together, grounded into at least 2 double plays that I know of. Yelly had a great night. Swing the bat, great. It's good to have him back. Never like losing. Just don't. Base running mistakes. Durbin made a tremendous play at third. Ortiz made a great play up the middle. The pop-up wasn't like a drop pop-up. That was a tough one. It was real high, and it's a guy they haven't seen before. Ball came flushing back. Terang had a long way to go. So.
Did you say anything about the lights? We were talking about the lights before here. That kind of
he didn't. Different. He didn't, but this is a new place for them. So, he makes that play tomorrow, he'll make that play. Now that he knows how it plays, but it happens.
Murphy, you're encouraged to see Christian's first 3 at-bats all over 100.
Yeah, he's on it. It was a great day for him. Came up kind of empty, got 1 hit, but he hit two other balls that, they're homers in some parks, Vaughn hit a couple screechers, and Bryce hit the first ball of the game. That looked like that's a hit in a lot of parks, but it's just part of it. Credit to the Rangers; they did a great job, and their starter was great.
There is the manager, Pat Murphy, speaking to the media after the game. That audio courtesy FanDuel Sports Network. All highlights courtesy of we didn't even have to play any, so why do I have to say it? I'm not going to say it, but that was maybe some of the good news from yesterday's game, right? Christian Yelich, he hit the ball hard 3 times. I think it was over 105 all in 3 of his at-bats, looked totally fine. We said yesterday when we talked to Drew Wagner that he knew he was going to be fine. He said he felt a little stiff, a little sore, wasn't much to really complain about, and they blew it out of proportion, but he missed the whole weekend, right? And there's a couple of names here, and the Brewers, this is their first loss on this road trip, right? They had a great road trip to Pittsburgh. Thank you to the Pirates for letting the Brewers do some damage during that stretch. Although they have a couple of guys here, right? I'll point it out. Jackson Chourio, number 1. He's 2 for 12 on the road trip right now. He has the homer that he had back in Pittsburgh, but didn't have a great day. Caleb Durbin is batting 1 for 14. Right now, 071. Not great. Can't get that out of Caleb Durbin. And Joey Ortiz, the same, 071. When those 2 guys catch fire, that's really when this team is at their best. And I know that some people have their thoughts already on Joey Ortiz and Caleb Durbin. You've made those assumptions. They've had stretches this year that they've been extremely valuable for Milwaukee. Joey had a great play at shortstop yesterday. Unfortunately, it's misremembered by Bryce Terang misplaying a ball. I think he kind of got trigger happy with it. Probably should have let Vaughn try to catch that one. I know you're Bryce Terang. I know you're the Platinum Glover, but that play alone, probably loses you the Platinum Glove. You're not going to win it now. You got to make that play. And the Brewers, it didn't really matter in the end. The bats, 6 hits in the game yesterday. Nothing to write home about. Actually, the same amount of hits for Texas, though. So who's to say on that? We told you if you missed it earlier, Reese Hoskins reinstated from the 10-day IL, also recalled from AAA Nashville. Chad Patrick sending down Anthony Siegler and Carlos Rodriguez to Nashville. Coming up, we're going to talk to Austin Herdina over at the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Get you guys some of the best bets if you want to get any action on today's game against Texas. It'll be Chad Patrick going up against Jack Leiter. 20 minutes or so from now, we'll talk to Drew Wagner, Forbes Sports, pick his brain about yesterday's performance, and of course, get you guys all set today for game number 2 between the Brewers and the Rangers. It is the leadoff show. Tommy Wortz here with you live from the 1250 AM 105.7 FM The Fan Studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook.
At the wall, looking up. See you later.
Let's get the latest on today's odds for the game. What's the best way to go? Let's check in with our expert from the Potawatomi Sportsbook to find out. It's the leadoff show powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook on 1250 AM and 105.7 FM, The Fan.
Welcome back to the leadoff show. Tommy Wirtz here with you live from the 1250 AM 105.7 FM The Fan Studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Before we get to Austin Herdina, let me get you your lineups, brought to you by Lakeland University. Experience it your way, lakeland.edu. Bryce Terang to lead things off at second base. Jackson Churio in center field will bat second. Christian Yelich, the DH, will bat third. William Contreras is catching, batting fourth today. Sal Frelick in right field to bat fifth. Andrew Vaughn at first base is batting sixth. Isaac Collins in left field bats seventh today. Caleb Durbin at third base will bat eighth. Joey Ortiz, the shortstop, rounds things out. He will bat 9th for the Crew. Joining us now on the Fan Guest Hotline, powered by Gruber Law, the manager over at the Potawatomi Sportsbook, joins the leadoff show each and every day. It is Austin Herdina now with us here. Mr. Herdina, how are we doing today, my friend?
Very good. Having another good day here at the Sportsbook.
Yeah, I mean, how did yesterday go with Monday Night Football? I mean, I'm sure you had some splits of Bears and Vikings fans in there, but another great atmosphere for the first Monday night of the season.
Yeah, it was great. It was quite a game, too. I mean, the first half of the game wasn't too exciting, but it was a very entertaining second half of the game. Vikings came out ahead. Next Monday night, we got two Monday night games, 6 o'clock and 9 o'clock. It should be fun.
Very nice. Very nice. Make sure you guys go get your reservations. Go watch a football game over at the Potawatomi Sportsbook. You should go there. You should really get a Sunday reservation in because then they got every single game up. I mean, it's literally like having Red Zone Sunday package. Like, you own it. It's like you own the NFL, basically, over at the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Looking at the Brewers game yesterday, Austin, hopefully, I know you guys you probably had some guys with money on it. It probably would have been a benefit to just turn it off all completely on one of your 48 screens you guys got there, though. Kind of an abysmal performance from the Crew yesterday.
Yeah, it wasn't great. Couldn't get on the board. It's not a great outing, first game in Texas, but I think we're going to turn things around today.
Yeah, we'd love
Chad Patrick.
Chad Patrick. I mean, this guy just won't go away. He just comes back every time he's called upon and just casually. I mean, he's probably going to be like a top 5 finisher in Rookie of the Year just from what he's done this season. I mean, but like Jacob Mizorowski, he's got a worse stats than Chad Patrick this year, and he's going to get some votes.
Yeah, it's quite crazy that Patrick has only been 3-8, a win-loss record this year. But those numbers don't really tell the story. He's done his job in the spots in the rotation that he's taking. ERA of 3.6. He's got 106 strikeouts already this year. He's doing really well.
Yeah, he's got a better ERA and more strikeouts than Quintana, but Quintana's 11-6 and Patrick is 3-8. Like, it's just. Somehow it doesn't work out fair all the time, Austin. Looking at the betting odds courtesy of the Potawatomi Sportsbook, Brewers, maybe the slightest favorites we have seen so far at -110. It is -107 for Texas today. Brewers -1.5 on the run line will get you +145, and the over-under set at 8 today, Austin. What are you looking at from your most popular bets over at the Potawatomi Sportsbook to get a nice little parlay for the people going?
I think the Brewers offense shows up, and I think they show up early. I like that there will be a run in the first inning. So if you go to the first inning props, you go to inning 1, total runs over 0.5. That means that there will be at least one run in the first inning. Either team can get it.
Okay.
And then I like Christian Yelich over 1.5 total bases today. I think he's going to hit one either in the gap or down the line. He's probably going to get a double. But he even could come through with 2 singles or a home run or whatever. So I think he's going to get at least 2 total bases. And I think the Brewers are going to come away with a victory today. So we got a run to score in the first, Christian Yelich over 1.5 total bases, and the Brewers to win +475 today on the parlay for the people.
All right, we're getting a little juicy today. +475. Brewers money line over on a run in the first inning. Christian Yelich over 1.5 total bases as Austin Herdina, sportsbook manager of the Potawatomi Sportsbook, joining us here on the leadoff show. That's a nice one today. I think we were a little conservative yesterday. We got to make up for it today. Austin, what's going on over at Potawatomi that people need to know about? How can they sign up to go to it? I think you guys just opened up yesterday your reservations for the October 4th UFC pay-per-view you guys got coming up.
Yeah, we'll have that one. That's going to be an exciting pay-per-view. If you want to book any of these, you go to potawatomi.com. Click on Sportsbook, go to Reservations. It's going to pull up our website that shows a map of the room, and you can choose the date you want and the area that you want. It's going to tell you the price for it. It's going to be money towards your food and beverage. It's going to be fun. I mean, any Saturday and Sunday where there's all these sports with football and baseball, and we even got like WNBA, and like there's a lot going on right now. So anytime you want to come on into the Sportsbook, it's a fun time. But if you want to look for one of these pay-per-views, I would recommend booking early if you have a certain seat that you want, because they do fill up closer to the start of them.
Yeah, makes sense indeed. I'm thinking about it. I think I'm going to make the move over there on October 4th. I think I'll be there. Should be awesome. Just got to get a couple things final. Cross some I's, dot some T's, you know?
Yeah, this Saturday too. We got Canelo Alvarez, Terrence Crawford. If you're a boxing fan, there's not really a bigger fight that we've had in the last couple of years. It's probably the biggest fight we've had in this room since we moved into the new sportsbook space.
Yeah, that'll be a massive one. Yeah.
Yeah, so we have the UFC. If you're a fighting fan of any kind, we got the UFC card. The prelims start at 2, main card starts at 5, and then by the time that ends, the boxing card will be going on, and that's just gonna be a fun night Saturday.
Should be great. Austin Herdina, manager of the Potawatomi Sportsbook. One more time is parlay for the people. The over of a half a run in inning number 1. Christian Yelich to record over 1.5 total bases. And Brewers money line will pay plus 475, courtesy of the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Austin, have a great rest of your night, my friend. We'll do it again tomorrow. And of course, go Brewers.
Go Brewers.
There he is, Austin Herdina, Sportsbook manager of the Potawatomi Sportsbook, jumps off the fan guest hotline powered by Gruber Law Offices. One call. That's all.
Who's hurt? Who's getting close to coming back? Let's check out today's injury report. It's the Leadoff Show, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook on 1250 AM and 105.7 FM, The Fan.
Well, big reason why we play the injury report sounder here. Rhys Hoskins back. He is with the team. However, his role most definitely is changing. You will not see Rhys Hoskins on a daily basis. I think the Brewers, they just gave Andrew Vaughn his job while he was gone. He didn't get to come up until today. He says in this sound I'm about to play for you, he was ready to go probably in half the time. Brewers didn't want to bring him back up. They were going to use him down there in AAA as long as they could. But he seems like he's a real pro about it. You be the judge. Here he is, Rhys Hoskins, speaking to the media before the game today on his new role with the team after coming back from the IL.
First, kind of how you're feeling physically after the time in Nashville and kind of what you got under your belt to get yourself built up again.
Yeah, I feel great physically, normal, really. I think I ended up getting, 50 at-bats down there, which was definitely more than I was anticipating. I'd say I probably felt ready and fine after 20 or 30. But, more reps, I think is always better. And ready to join these guys and try to help finish this thing strong.
What are the conversations you've had with Murph and Matt and the group about the role and what that's going to look like moving forward?
Yeah, obviously we are rolling a little bit as a team. Definitely in July and most of August. And we're still doing our thing now. So to my understanding, they're probably going to roll with the guys that have been out there as they should. My role will be a little bit more limited, at least for what I'm accustomed to. But I told Murph, those guys, like I'm ready for whatever you have for me, and I'll think I'm been around long enough, and professional enough that I'll be ready when my number's called. So I'm prepared to help the team win every day and see you when that happens.
To do that, Rhys, how that stay ready is the hardest thing about someone in that role. What will you do? Who will you lean on? How are you approaching that role?
I think it's pretty open-ended, right? Like it's kind of a new thing for me, but I've watched enough guys do it. Unfortunately, I've been hurt, right, and missed extended periods of time in my career before, so I've kind of watched other guys do it. But I think it's just about figuring out how to get the body loose during the game, keep the body loose for the maybe. Besides that, right, I think the rest of the day pretty much stays the same in terms of preparing for the game, hitting, going through video work, defensive work, that type of stuff. I think it's all going to pretty much stay the same.
Who's the best data you ever saw?
I think we got some pretty good guys here. Really like JB's routine. It's super simple, and I think the hardest part is not going in there and overswinging, not knowing what's, if you're going to hit or go in early or maybe play the next day, like that type of thing. So it's just figuring out how to kind of ramp up the mind and the eyes and stay as fresh as you can from a body perspective.
Reese, as a competitor, like how, I don't know if difficult's the right word, but what do you make of kind of the situation that you have found yourself in where you get hurt, it's out of your control, and then you come back and just because of the way the team's playing, and obviously Vaughn has hit the ball, like you got a different role that you've never been in.
Yeah. No, I mean, obviously from a personal perspective, right? Like I want to play. I want to play as much as I can. I still feel like I'm a productive player in this league and, will be going forward. But again, like these are decisions that are above my pay grade. I got to come to the ballpark ready to play every day, whether or not my name is in the lineup or not. So, and if it's not, it's figuring out how you can support the guys to get ready for the game that day that are playing.
Kind of exciting though to come back at this time as we get close to.
This is why we play, like we have a lot of young guys that maybe don't know that yet, but they will, or maybe a lot of our guys kind of got that taste last year. So, I mean these next 6-8 weeks are why we competitors like to compete. And why we play the game. So, like I said, excited to finish strong, be a part of it, really just try to fit in. Obviously, there's a good thing going here, so fit in as much as I can.
The key to building a winner in baseball is a strong minor league system. Who are the names we should know? How did they play in their last game? It's time for Building a Winner, powered by Ironworkers Local 8. Apply today at iwl8.org and join the Brotherhood building Milwaukee's skyline. It's the leadoff show powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook on 1250 AM and 1057 FM, The Fan.
Yes, time for another Building a Winner feature presented by Ironworkers Local 8. Thanks again to Ironworkers Local 8 for being a part of the leadoff show all season long. No more high A ball to talk about, so no more updates on Carolina or Wilson, whatever they go by now. T-Rats season over, done with. Still 2 games, though, happening in the Brewers farm system. We always start off with AAA.
Nashville Sounds.
Yeah, Nashville is going to be in action today. They are going to be playing the Gwinnett Stripers. I know what you might think it looks like. Bruce Zimmerman on the bump for Nashville in the game today. He's 8-7 as a 4.32 ERA, has 2 saves. He's also started 19 games. The lefty, 6'3", 30 years old. Just really a lot of vets over in Nashville now, and there's not a whole lot of exciting prospect news that comes with AAA. Obviously, Jefferson Cuero, who's actually still a part of the Brewers 40-man, if you guys didn't know that. So if something happens to Jansen or, God forbid, Contreras at some point, like Cuero is going to be the next guy. He's going to make his debut and be with this team. So you keep an eye on him always. And Luis Arias, if he's going to hit 400 like he's doing over the past 8 days, like, yeah, okay, we'll keep an eye on the old friend too. But as far as Nashville goes today, wrapping up their final series with Gwinnett starting today.
Biloxi Shuckers.
Biloxi has some really exciting news. This is just gross, all right? We've talked about, I'm going to say, all of these guys on the lineup today for Biloxi. Leading off, third base, Luke Adams. Batting second, playing second base, Jesus Made. Yep. Cooper Pratt will bat third, play shortstop. Blake Burke at first base, third base. Brock Wilkin, the DH, batting fifth. Luis Lara in center field will bat sixth. Matthew Wood, the catcher, batting seventh. Xavier Warren in left field, batting eighth. And Garrett Spain in right field, rounding things out today with Brett Witrowski on the mound. That is a stacked Biloxi lineup. I mean, like, not going to be, but hear me out, could be a Brewers lineup one day. It won't be exactly at all, but like all of those guys down the list, especially your first 6 right there, are all like massive prospects in the organization. I think all of them top 15 prospects right now, just by looking at it and remembering. Matthew Wood, I've been pretty high on this year. He's had a pretty good season as the catcher in Double-A. And Xavier Warren and Garrett Spain, like they're just vets as far as Biloxi goes at this point. That is a awesome lineup to see for the Shuckers as they're going to wrap things up as well, with Jesus Mate going to join the playoff roster. With Birmingham, the Barons, I believe, Double-A affiliate of the Chicago White Sox. This Building a Winner feature presented by Ironworkers Local 8, building Milwaukee's future one beam at a time. Mondays are the off days still, so I got no games to report on there, but the lineup for Biloxi is really awesome, big news. Coming up, we're going to talk to Drew Wagner, Forbes Sports, pick his brain a little bit about the game between the Brewers and the Rangers coming up here, 7:05, first pitch from Globe Life Field. Live from the 1250 AM, 105.7 FM The Fan Studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook.
Looking up, and it is gone.
It's almost time for the first pitch. Let's see who's in today's starting lineups. Brought to you by Lakeland University. Experience it your way. Visit lakeland.edu. It's the leadoff show powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook on 1250 AM and 105.7 FM, The Fan.
Welcome back to the leadoff show. Tommy Wortz here with you live from the 1250 AM, 105.7 FM, The Fan studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Before we get over to our guy Drew Wagner with Forbes Sports, Brewers lineup one more time in case you missed it earlier in the program. Bryce Terang to lead things off. He's at second base. Jackson Churio in center field will bat second. Christian Yelich, the DH, will bat third. William Contreras is catching, batting fourth today. Sal Frelick in right field will bat fifth. Andrew Vaughn at first base will bat sixth. Isaac Collins in left field bats seventh today. Caleb Durbin at third base batting eighth. Rounding things out for the crew, the shortstop, Joey Ortiz.
What's the latest on the crew? Let's go inside the clubhouse with Drew Wagner of Forbes Sports on the leadoff show, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook on 1250 AM and 105.7 FM, The Fan. Inside the clubhouse is brought to you by Focus Baseball. Join their fall mini camps at focusbaseball.com.
Joining us now on the Fan Guest Hotline, powered by Gruber Law. You can follow his work at Forbes Sports. Follow him on Twitter, @by Andrew Wagner. It is Drew Wagner joining us here on the leadoff show. Mr. Wagner, happy Tuesday, my friend.
Taco Tuesday.
Oh, yeah. What kind of taco? Are you going beef, chicken, steak? What do you go?
I went and bought the tube of taco meat from Quick Trip because it's $1.99.
Okay. I saw the picture you posted
from the dollar store.
I saw the picture you posted of the empty rack at Quick Trip. I don't think I've ever seen that, Drew.
That was heartbreaking, man. That
was crazy.
Everything that I believed in this world is now gone.
Right. I could not believe that when you posted that. I was in awe at something you posted, and usually it's because you say something, but literally no words was louder in that moment, Drew.
Yeah. It was just thoughts and prayers to the poor kitchen cook because the drunks of Brookfield hit it hard last night.
Yeah, I guess so. Drew Wagner joining us on the leadoff show. Make sure you guys check him out at Forbes Sports. Follow his work and follow his Twitter too, @by Andrew Wagner. Drew, Brewer game yesterday. Not a lot to talk about. Kind of a stinker. Kind of felt like they were due for one of those. They're 3-1 still on the road trip. Just got to bounce back with it after, right?
Yeah, and listen, even despite the fact that what are they 10-12 and since the winning streak, I mean, they haven't laid a lot of steaming piles on the front lawn during that stretch. They've had some bad games, but nothing like yesterday where it's just blah. And guess what? Teams are going to have those. Even the best teams have those. I mean, the example I keep using is look at the LA Dodgers, man. They are a $350 million ball club, and they got swept by the Pirates.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a fair point.
Just weird like that.
Well, and I mean, on the good side, like Christian Yelich, I mean, he was ripping the ball hard yesterday, and that has to be good news that, the back might have been blown out of proportion for a weekend missed time, Drew.
Well, I mean, he didn't hit 4 home runs, so obviously they're hiding something.
Yes, exactly. 3 balls over 105 yesterday. You get 1 hit out of it. Just a lot of atom balls, it feels like. And Drew, the team looks a little bit different today. We kind of knew that Chad Patrick and Rhys Hoskins were going to be up here yesterday, but the 2 corresponding moves, then Carlos Rodriguez after an inning and a third yesterday gets sent back down to AAA Nashville, and Anthony Siegler was the corresponding move. We had talked about that as being one of the 2 possible moves it sounded like that the Brewers were going to be able to do, but we played the sound from Rhys Hoskins earlier today. Maybe the more surprising news, it seems like he lost his job, Drew, and now he has a new role with the team off the bench.
Yeah, it sounds that way. We kind of had a hunch of that. I'm not surprised, 1, by the decision to go that route, and 2, I'm not surprised with the way that Rhys Hoskins handled it.
Yeah.
Listen, one of the reasons that they brought him in, it wasn't just because they thought that he could bring some right-handed punch last season. It was also because he's a good clubhouse guy. He is a veteran on a team that doesn't have a lot of it. And one of the reasons that, as much as it's, kind of stunk eating that contract this year when he opted back in, they knew going in they weren't going to have Willie on there, and you weren't paying a lot of other guys. So they knew that they were going to need that kind of leadership and that kind of veteran presence in a clubhouse that got even younger this year. So it doesn't surprise me at all that it happened. It doesn't surprise me at all that that's the route. It doesn't surprise me at all that Hoskins sat there and said, hey, that's the way it should be. And I'm just going to be a good teammate and help when my name is called.
Drew Wagner joining us here on the Leadoff Show, Forbes Sports, where you can find his work. Follow him on Twitter at @ByAndrewWagner. But Drew, if everything worked out well with Yelich, do you think that there's a possibility Hoskins finds his way back into an everyday role, or what? Like, I agree. I thought he handled it very well, and I think that's only going to make him look better. But he does provide a little bit more of that power threat than most guys do in the lineup. Are the Brewers just totally phasing away from that? They're going to continue to play their brand of baseball, or do you think the postseason could shake things up with Reese?
It could change. You could see some slumps, and they're not like giving up on power.
Yeah,
it's also a valuable thing to have off the bench. A lot of teams, their left-handed relievers, you can go in there and you can stick a Reese Hoskins in there and have that threat to clear the bases on. We always hear about the timely home runs in the postseason. Well, that's a weapon you have off the bench if Reese Hoskins is still in that role. So there's a lot of different ways that could go. There's still a lot of time for things to happen.
Sure.
All it takes is one play. Someone gets hurt. Vaughn could get hurt. Bowers could get hurt again, and you're right back in square one.
Yeah, and on top of it, Drew, I mean, Bowers was hot all road trip right now. I think he's batting over 500 on the road trip last I looked. And on top, and also Andrew Vaughn, like, he's been maybe the best hitter on the team since he's been up with the team, right? So, he's batting 308 in the 51 games he's got with the club right now. Maybe Bryce Terang has an argument for the best hitter in that stretch, but Vaughn didn't just Vaughn stole his job. Like, he earned it too, Drew.
Yeah, he's really played well. And when you look at the total line, it doesn't look all that impressive, right? When you're looking at the overall stat line. When you break it down into his time with the White Sox and his time with the Brewers, it's a night and day difference. I think it was, 158 with the White Sox? And like you said, it's 308. It's a really impressive splash line. Now, he has cooled a bit at times, which is to be expected. He came on so strong, and I'm going right back to that first at bat. That home run that he crushed against, who was it? Was it Yamamoto or Kershaw?
Oh, yeah. I think it was Yamamoto.
Yeah, it was Yamamoto. He came on so strong and was just crushing the ball pretty much every time he came in. Take a little bit of a cool-off period, which I think is to be expected. You're in there every single day without a break because they didn't have Bowers. They didn't have Hoskins to back him up, so he was kind of the only option they had. I think you get a little tired. You get a little wear and tear on you at that point. You cool off a bit, but he got a little break now that Bowers is back, and he's right back to it.
Drew, do you know Andrew Vaughn is only a 95 OPS plus on the season and still has a negative WAR because of his time in Chicago this year, even though he has an 873 OPS with Milwaukee and a 1.3 WAR with Milwaukee in his 51 games. Those 48 games still have his numbers looking that bad on the full year.
They should have gotten Suarez, obviously.
I mean, just like at the end of the year, it might not look like a great season from Andrew Vaughn, but those who know what he's done. And Drew, Chad Patrick, do you think that he just goes right back down after this? That's kind of the plan.
I don't know, because they are trying to give, and they have a lot of off days coming up, so that could change it.
Yeah.
It depends on how they want to use him again. I would assume he'll probably go back down, and you'll try to get another relief arm in there. That would make the most logical
right, like
sense.
an Easton McGee comes back up or something.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Assistant GM Matt Klein has this, I don't know what it is, an abacus, I'm guessing, with when somebody was sent back down, when's the first day they're eligible to come back up. I mean, they've got it pretty much planned out when they make a move, what the next move is going to be. So, yeah.
Well, I mean, it's unlucky. He's got a lower ERA. He's got more strikeouts than Jose Quintana, and Quintana's 11-6, and he's 3-8. I mean, I feel like if he had a little bit more support, he'd have a better chance to be up with the club. But, I mean, promising still. Rookie coming up, having a great year for Milwaukee, just hasn't gotten the results to fall in his favor. Another chance to do it against Texas tonight. Drew, have a good rest of your night, my friend. Let's do it again tomorrow.
Yep, sounds good.
There he is, Drew Wagner, joining us from Forbes Sports on the Fan Guest Hotline, powered by Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
How does the Crew win today's game? Who needs to step up? Let's find out with the keys to the game. It's the Leadoff Show, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook on 1250 AM and 105.7 FM, The Fan.
Keys to the game, how we always wrap things up here on the Leadoff Show. Looking at the bottom two in the order, and I know no one gets really excited over Caleb Durbin and Joey Ortiz talk. But I told you, on this road trip so far, they have combined for 2 hits in 28 at-bats. 0.71 batting average between the two of them. Brewers are at their best when the bottom of the lineup has production. And they need that desperately in a stretch where since the streak, they've been kind of a middle-of-the-road team. It feels like they're a little banged up. Maybe kind of coasting in this month of September right now. Really, there's not a whole lot of teams that are just hot at the right time. Seems like a very even playing field, what they have going in Major League Baseball. But the Brewers play better when the bottom of the order is doing their thing. And I'm pointing at Caleb Durbin and Joey Ortiz. It's been a rough road trip. Clean things up today. That's the keys to the game. That's going to do it for us here at The Fan. Make sure you guys are checking out all your favorite local programming here on The Fan, 1250 AM, 105.7 FM, and, of course, Odyssey, iHeart apps. You can go search your favorite podcasts up on there, like the Pack-A-Day Radio Show, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. with Andy Herman, the Mason Crosby Show, 9 a.m. to 11. Mitch Thunder Nellis, he's got his own midday show. It's called Middays with Thunder. You can check that out from 11 to 2. And, of course, Wisconsin Sports Daily, served up by Wendy's, 2 to 5 with our guy Steve Sparky Pfeiffer. Brewers, Texas Rangers, that's coming up next, 7:05. The first pitch today, Chad Patrick versus Jack Leiter, live from the 1250 AM, 105.7 FM, The Fan Studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Oh, and don't forget, send them home.